Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Liminal Boundaries right with me. So let's see. Right with me, live screenwriting from scratch. Today's day 26. And we're doing some more character cleanup. We discovered some cruft lying around in our notes. For those of you who are new, welcome to live screenwriting, The Ballad of Garvin Hackett. It's a movie script being written completely from scratch. The Ballad of Garvin Hackett is an ironic, darkly comic take on 90s action movies. It's Forrest Gump meets Scarface, directed by Sidney Lumet. So the laws of physics actually apply. Instead of going the traditional development route, I'm writing this movie in public directly for you, maybe to visualize later as a cinematic graphic novel. I've had some other ideas that could be a fun way to make it visual. So grab a notebook or a keyboard and write along with me. And if there's anybody in the chat, I'll welcome you in. Welcome everyone. And if you want to follow along from the beginning, check out the channel. You can see the link here or down in the description. Oh, wait a second, my thing's not showing up. Look at that. I gotta fix this. One second, guys. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see if this will fix it. There it is. Fixed it. All right. So you can, if you want to check it out, the link is in the description if you want to see the stuff from the beginning. And that's about it for now. So let's get to it. So we got our to-dos. We're continuing to clean the character sheets with Tammy Lynn. So let's just go to the character sheets and see how far along we are. We got Beatrice, Garvin, James Robert, Joelle, Roger Gus, Tammy Lynn. Here we go. Here's Tammy Lynn. Let's open her up. So her name is Tammy Lynn Dix. The description: American white, natural blonde, pretty. Game is attention maxing. Strategy: she's manipulative, borderline traits. Decision: first decision, she runs off with Garvin, but slaps Garvin in the face when he tries to get physical. That's great. Second decision, beats up on Garvin until he jumps her. Third decision, he can't persuade Garvin to ally with Roger, so she bails. I'm not sure. About that decision 3. Let's see. Okay, and decision 4, accused of Garvin having held her hostage and raped her on Roger's show, major gaslight scene. Okay. So I think decision 3 is not really as sharp as it can be. What you want to do when you have the third decision, you want to make it as dramatically different from the fourth as possible, so you get a nice slingshot effect in the story. So let's pull up her story and see what we can do. Because I have a lot of story. Let's see. Okay. So she rejects Garvin and she reels him in. Then she tries to get him to introduce her to Roger Gust. And then let's see. I think there's something here. So I don't think can't persuade Garvin. She runs off with Garvin. She beats up on Garvin, so he jumps her, and then she asks him to introduce her to Roger Gust. And then her decision 4 is to give Roger Gust an interview. Okay. So she's going to get what she wants. And then if people don't know you, you don't exist. But when you're on TV, everyone knows you. But everyone knows you when you're on TV. So, okay. You have no idea what it's like to be raped. I'm gonna put that there. There's probably some irony in when I thought of it, but I wish I would have put some context so that I would know what I was. Let's see. Writing that for. Let's see. Roger approaches Garvin to give him tips. And Garvin doesn't know what to do. I don't know about the. Oh, yes, to give him tips, yeah. Yeah, I think what she should do is not ask him to introduce. I think tell Garvin to call Roger Gust. And then Garvin refuses. Yeah. I think so. He knows he's, he knows he's a criminal. He knows he's a criminal. Plus, also, he's got a mission. Or that's the part that maybe she doesn't understand. Or maybe she has a different perspective, right? For her, the mission is maybe the means to the end. For him, the mission is the end. Okay. Her mother was Debbie Dix, which is even worse than Tammy Lynn Dix. George Gillette is a well-known model agency owner. I'm wondering. What if she follows him? And that's why she gets into a fight with him. That's kind of funny. Her stripper name is Hicks and her real name is Dix. So it's Tammy Lynn Hicks. And then when Garvin gives her real name, it's Tammy Lynn Dix. Garvin gives her real name? What did I mean by and when Garvin gives her real name? Okay. I have no idea what I meant by when I wrote this. And so she's very sensitive about it, and you see her get upset with Garvin, and then Garvin laughs. Okay. So yes, the Garvin laugh is actually really funny. That's a great moment. And one of my favorite moments here is that Garvin's about to kill himself. And then she... Actually, that's why they should get into a fight. Yeah. That's why they should get into a fight. So... I mean, it'd be kind of interesting if she followed him to a meeting with Joelle. I don't think he has that many meetings with Joelle. I'll put that down as a potential note. Maybe Taryn follows Garvin to a meeting with Joelle and sees that he's at the exclusive party and she wants to go. Or maybe she just shows up. It's just an idea. Okay. Sort of taking all this in. So they should definitely fight about her name. It's just much cheaper, like more efficient. So, okay, she calls Garvin. Yeah. Yeah. He calls her dicks. And she starts beating on him. And then he uses the safe word. And it only makes her madder. Okay. Okay. So I think that is kind of all we need. We don't need her to follow or to show up or to meet Joelle. I don't think there's anything. I mean, maybe there will. Let's double check. Let's just check on the stories of Joelle and see if there's anything here. Just due diligence. Yeah, this lie thing is kind of out there. It's when the Booby Boys button man corners Joelle. No, this shouldn't exist. What should happen instead nothing should lead up to the yacht scene. Instead, maybe I don't know. This is a big change in the story, so I'm thinking about it. Is that Joelle instead Joelle convinces Garvin they're liars. Yeah, it's just here. Yeah. So the idea is the Booby Boys scam and claim the Vanda gang tried to kill their boss, and Joel convinces Garvin that they're liars. Right? And then the Booby Boys boss wants to negotiate. That's what leads up to the yacht scene. It's cleaner, actually, that way. Okay. So we just removed story. So what I'm doing is, whenever you write these things, one of the things that I like to do is remove as much story as I possibly can. Like anything, any time that there's like a story mechanism, if I can take it out, I will. Just to get to the beats. Keep them clean. Okay, so let's see. Tammy Lynn, back to her. So I don't have a reason for her to meet Garvin. I mean, for her to meet Joelle. So I'm not going to do it. But I do have actually... Yeah, I don't want to pollute this scene. This scene is already pretty funny if it's just her and him. Intimate. If she starts asking about Joelle and she starts asking him questions, it would be really bad, because then it introduces a threat, right, into the relationship. So yeah. Yeah. So let's just look at our character again. So I think we got everything we need. Let's see. Manipulated border traders run off with Garvin, but slaps him in the face, tries to get physical, beats up on Garvin until he jumps her. Tells Garvin to call Roger Gus. Garvin refuses. He knows he's a criminal, so he's got a mission. Give Roger Gus an interview. Yep. Alright. Good. Okay. And then we have some quotes. Okay. Quotes I can leave in here. And then Roger... Okay. So we don't need this here. Okay. I mean, she could follow him to like one of his jobs, because she kind of knows what he does. Like she knows he won't kill her, because the first time they meet, he has a chance to shoot her and he doesn't. And then so she feels somewhat safe around him. And then would she follow him places where she could go that it would be awkward? One is to him killing a bunch of people. And then that would be really awkward. Yeah, let's just put ideas. Things Tammy Lynn can do. One is follow Garvin to Joelle's party or house. Follow Garvin to a killing. But she would need a car for that, right? She would need some way to get around. She can't exactly follow him around in a cab. I mean, she could, but then Garvin would have to probably kill the cab driver. That's awful. And that would take the movie in like a very dark direction. And I don't want to, I want the people to feel that the people who are getting shot kind of deserve it. So these are ideas. Okay. Yeah, she wants money. Wants to be a model. Maybe she wants to meet Joelle. Okay, let's clean this up. I don't know what it means. I don't know what I wrote here. When Garvin calls her by her real name. Let's say that. She hates it. And then Roger Gus calls her by her real name. On national TV. She gets upset. And Garvin laughs. And that's the moment. So I can move the Garvin calls her by her name and she hates it. I can move that up to here, because this is really where that happens. And then, yeah, she's a stripper. It's obvious beforehand. That's how they meet. How they meet. Yeah. Garvin killing a bunch of people. She jumps in his car. So that's how they meet. Oh, this is interesting. This is I asked the AI to give me some background on people who have been complicit with stuff and then played innocent, because I wanted to get some ideas of how she might do that. And so this is an interesting stuff. Virginia Hill was just a poor Southern girl who had no idea where the money came from and was just a victim of bad men with pretty smiles. She should tell Garvin to take the money because mobsters have a lot of money. That's interesting. Okay. And then, okay, so historical example. Splitting. In private, the crushing weight of intimacy can trigger her fear of engulfment, feeling consumed by the relationship, or feel that he will eventually reject her. To protect herself, she splits him into the bad category. She suddenly withdraws, goes cold, and pushes him away to preemptively protect herself from being hurt. Yeah. So that's the name for it. Let's see, psychological technique. I'll put it here. And then So how they meet. Okay. Real name. Yeah. More else. The stripper name. Now that I think about it, does anybody strip anymore? It tells you how much I get out, but I mean, with OnlyFans, I wonder if like everyone's just on OnlyFans. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, and sensitive about name. Mm-hmm. Historical example. Okay. And attention goals, tabloid supermarket and tabloid talk shows. Yeah. So this needs to be incorporated somehow. So I think the relationship with Roger, what secret? I don't think she needs to share a secret with him other than unless she's going to share it with the world, right? So I got the performatively sexual occult in private, actually. I actually put that into here. Because that's the result. Yeah, going viral. That's funny. That's got to be Monica Lewinsky, I would think. This is more of a psychological assessment that one of the AIs did. But this is interesting because this is a good rationale for the interview. Actually. See? Let's see. Yeah, so we got that. Okay, okay, diagnosis. Borderline personality disorder with prominent histrionic and masochistic features. The root, a profound inability to tolerate emotional stillness. That's kind of her, right? The mechanism, she uses public seduction to feed her ego, but shuts down in private because generally which terrifies her, which confers. She's never really in public with Garvin. So but calm intimacy is a void of emotional death is pretty much right. So that's why she starts fights. Let's see. Oh, interesting. But, okay. The root, how it started. This is interesting. I'm just reviewing her psychology right now, guys. It's actually pretty good. And the psychological result is the physical relief, warmth, and validation of love only happen right after a life-threatening surge of adrenaline and fear. The brain learns that terror and pain equals intimacy and safety. That makes sense. This makes sense too. The precise behavior an aggressive father or volatile might show affection by wrestling too hard, putting the child in painful headlocks, pinching her cheeks until she cries, or squeezing her too tightly while laughing. The girl complains or cries, the parent mocks her or gets angry, saying, "Oh, don't be a crybaby, I'm just playing with you. I'm showing you that I love you." The child's body is screaming danger, but she is being told explicitly that the physical discomfort is what love feels like. Over time, her body stops traditionally gentle. Okay, this is all psychological analysis. Parents are screaming. Letting the parents scream at her. She learns to step into the line of fire, taking the blame, letting the parents scream at her, or enduring a punishment quietly without fighting back. Once she submits and accepts the danger, the parents calm down, pat her head, and reward her with temporary warmth and approval. I don't think this one makes sense for her. The psychological result, she learns submitting to a man's rage is how you maintain a bond. Being a victim, yeah. I don't think that's how that works for her. I think this one is the one. Just keep it simple. One thing. When a good guy takes her out, treats her gently, and backs off the moment she says no, her nervous system feels absolutely nothing because there is no adrenaline, no cortisol, no threat. Her brain interprets the situation as dead or boring. She literally cannot register it as romantic or sexual because the prerequisite chemical cocktail is missing. However, when a man gets aggressive, corners her, yells at her, or refuses to take no for an answer, her childhood worrying lights up like a Christmas tree, her heart races, her pupils dilate, and her adrenaline spikes. Her adult brain misinterprets the survival-driven panic response as intense, passionate sexual attraction. She feels alive only when she was recreating the exact terrifying environment of her childhood. That's basically her. So, oh, this is really good too. Oh, and we're almost done. So, okay. So I'm going to do a background on her. Because we got to get this out of here. And it's not going to, I'm not going to put all this stuff out. I'm not going to throw it all into the, unless she would say that to Joelle. Yeah, she would say that to Joelle. That she works as a model. But for now, let's look at the characters. Character. And we have Tammy Lynn. So I'm going to do a Tammy Lynn background. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do new tab. I'm going to go new. Writing. Oh. Garvin Hackett. Character. Tammy Lynn. Background. All right. So now we have a place to put all this stuff. So let's see. I'm going to put her career, her day job. So I have to put her background and work life. All right. Now, so this is here. Make that there. Go and paste this in. Okay. An elite bikini lingerie model made for a private service to set up a hit. I don't know, would she do that? I don't know, making her an accomplice like that. Okay. Let's see. Tammy Lynn wouldn't have a steady 9 to 5. Instead, she would hustle the corporate-sponsored bikini contest circuit across bars from Fort Lauderdale down to the Keys. She would supplement this by working as a promotional model at boat shows, car conventions, and liquor brand activations. Okay. This perfectly feeds the histrionic need for a little stage and an audience cheering for her beauty. Because it's a corporate sponsored, she can tell herself and her family she's a model, completely separating herself from the stigma of stripping. However, the backstage culture of the 90s contest was notoriously cutthroat, toxic, and filled with wealthy older male judges and organizers trading favors, setting up the exact high-conflict exploitative dynamic that match her internal wiring. The weekend versus the weekly split, a woman might strip at a high-end club like Solid Gold or Tootsie's. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights because that's when the high roller cash was flowing. But on Tuesday afternoon, she would pick up a shift for a lingerie maid service to make an extra $100 cash from wealthy businessmen. Strimpy carries a heavy social status, especially in the 90s. Winning a Hawaiian Tropic preliminary contest or working for a lingerie gave these women a legitimate, socially acceptable cover story. Okay, so what I want to get rid of is the psychological fit. Because I'm going to put that down here. Yep. She wouldn't have a steady 9 to 5. She would hustle the corporate sponsored bikini shirt from bars for a lot of else. A woman might strip. Okay, so this is good enough. I'm not going to change the wording because it doesn't matter. And then we can get rid of the accomplice behavior. And then this is the psychology. Okay. Alright. So this is the psychology. And I can just X this out and go to her background. I can put psychology. Okay. Okay. And I got that. That should give me a little bit of organization. And then I can go, let's see. That's her story. Let's get a character. I'll put the psychological behavior. That goes into her psychology. We'll just throw that in there. I don't know if she's maybe she's a little masochistic. Okay. Talk about behavior. Okay. Cool. And let's move back to her character. Let's see. This attention goal stuff is not really background. I mean, maybe goals. Yeah, I put goals. I was hiding in the closet. Okay. So I have her goal. And that we can take into the background. Goal. Okay. And then Yeah. Okay, so the note mother being and the mother being Debbie, that makes total sense for that to be in her background. Okay, cleaning it up. Cleaning it up. And then Garvin killing a bunch of people. She jumps in his car. She should tell Garvin to take the money because mobsters have a lot of money. Okay. That's actually how Garvin probably gets paid, is he steals from him. Yeah, I'll put this down here. This is going to be repetitive, but we have it. And then stripper name, Tammy Lynn Hicks. I'll put that right there. Got Tammy Lynn Hicks. It's easy to remember. Mm. This has to. Oh, that's her background already. Great. It's already in her background. Good. This is important. Oh, I'll put that in here. Okay, so I got that. See something about her name. Virginia Hill. Yeah. Right. Okay. So we're taking this, putting it right here because this is where it belongs, integrating it. Okay. And that takes us out. I don't know. No, it's like, I don't know what it's like to be raped. It's just a little heavy. Okay. Okay. She just has a very particular psychological response. It's funny. There was a movie called 9.5 Weeks. It's a great film, but I saw it recently again, and there's some nuances to Kate Basinger's performance, which I didn't pick up the first time I saw it. She did a really good job with that film. Yeah, and that quote: "If people don't know you, you don't exist." I think maybe. Okay, cool. Okay, so things she can do, I'll just leave this here because I have, we already have her at a killing, so that would be repetitive. This could be a subplot we could go in one direction. Another one, which you could follow him. Well, these are ideas. Okay. So I think Tammy Lynn is good, though. Let's look at her story. And her story's tight, right? It's all synthesized. And we got her background. I think I understand her, psychologically speaking. And then... yeah. Great. So... we've got some clinical names for her stripper brain. All right. Cool. Who's next? Character. There you go, Tammy Lynn. Let's go Whitey Jackson. Let's see what he's got. I think we already got him. Yep. We already got Whitey. So he's good to go. Okay. So I think that's all of our characters. So we're done with the characters. I think we can go to our to-dos and clean that up. And now we are ready to structure the outline. So today's going to be a short one, guys, because we actually got an interesting amount done. We removed a lot of cruft, right? A lot of ideas, which is just as important as writing ideas, is like streamlining ideas. Having her come in and out as a tangential character and not being involved as, or never meeting Joelle, is a really good idea because of the risks involved, right? She knows what Garvin does, but when they know she knows what Garvin does, they might kill her. So I think that's a good idea for her not to give that up. Yeah, so I think the next step is really, we're done. Like, we're ready to structure this outline, which is a huge achievement. Let me just go through all the stories once more. Just want to make sure that everybody has everything cleaned up so that we can just paste it in. So let's go check it out. So story A. Yep. Story A is good sheet. Good. Story B, Roger Gust. It's nice and integrated. Cool. And then Joelle Gillette. Nice and integrated. There are some set piece ideas here, which we can use later. But we are good to go with Joelle. Let's see. James Robert, I think we got. Yeah. And Tammy Lynn we just looked at, but I'll look at it again just for thoroughness. And Whitey, we got, yeah, all the escalations, twists, and resolutions are there. And then the police. I'm not even sure that the story is going to make it. Because, like, it's not necessary for them to be there when, like, when people report a shooting, the police are going to start coming anyway. So this would just be like a funny subplot. And if you can take out a whole subplot, take it out. So I'll just put here, just going to deprecate it. Deprecate it. I'm going to say only use if you have to. Just one less thing to think about. So we're deprecating the police as a character. It's really two scenes, is when they turn Garvin in, or Whitey turns Garvin in and nothing happens because the police don't want anything to happen. It's kind of conspiracy vibe. And then The last one is remember Garvin actually maybe kills an undercover cop. It's just such a secondary subplot, you know, and it just complicates things. It's cleaner without it. So I'll move on. Let's go to Whitey Joel. No notes. All good. 10 out of 10. Great. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. We are all set up. The next thing, all we have to do is look at our to-dos here. The next thing we have to do is just structure the outline. So the next time we meet, I'm going to take all these character sheets, I'm going to take all these story sheets, and I'm going to combine them. And that's going to be fun. We're going to have like a big document with everything in it, which will kind of be like our story, our treatment. And then we can start going in and beating out each story, each act. Make sure that the acts all have like a good shape, and then we'll work our way down to the individual scenes, which we've already got a bunch of ideas in there already. So that's it. Perfect. All right, and then I guess one final thing, you know, before you guys go. All right, and that's talk about the screenwriting masterclass. If you want to learn the craft, I'm a professional script doctor, and if you want to learn the exact tools demonstrated in this video that working writers use to write, rewrite, and develop stories quickly, this lecture will show you how. The tools apply to any form of narrative storytelling, screenplays, novels, comics, television, games, all of it. It includes full scene breakdowns from well-known films and hands-on guidance for anyone serious about telling stories. A portion of every sale supports the Arts Accelerator, a nonprofit dedicated to developing the skills of emerging artists. You can find out more at artsaccelerator.org. And that's about it. If you've made it this far, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. And I'll catch you on the next one.
Sun is falling.